South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
Vedanta Premium, Coimbator's best retirement township starting from 65 lakhs.
You speak so passionately about cinema, about your plan, about where you want to go. You obviously have so much to share. But then sometimes you get in an interview situation, and I've noticed this a lot in your interviews in the past, or maybe sometimes even now, where the first question they want to ask is, when are you getting married? Or something very personal that is nothing to do with the movie. How do you tackle those situations?
Yeah, initially it was cool. I mean, I was kind of happy that they were concerned. I took it in that sense. Moving on, it was quite difficult because there was a time when I was supposed to your biological clockwise. They know a lot about you, so that's when it got just a bit disturbing because I was more keen on discussing my work.
Right.
Now nobody's bothered. I mean, I guess, but this is a space where I really wanted to because there's nothing much that I would like to discuss on a personal front.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel that my personal life has been very nice. God has blessed me with good parents and friends, and I like to keep it very private as much as possible. I have a lot to share in terms of my vision towards cinema and what I'm trying to contribute. In that sense, yeah, sometimes when it gets very personal, I tend to lose it out, and I try not to. But of late, it has been kind because I've cut down a lot of interviews also. I'm also very specific as to whom I talk to. So yeah.
Just getting into the zone, part of your plan also, you said, I wanted to target the youth with Marco, I wanted to target the 50 plus with Malikapuram. Is there a plan to target couples or women with let's say a romantic movie? Because a social media person who used to handle your social media said you have a huge number of female fans and who like kind of so
Yeah, that's there because so that's one of my biggest miss out, if I can say, after coming into movies. I never got a out and out romantic movie like something what like if I can take names, something what Nivin got in terms of Premam, and I have not even been discussed. So I thought I should be doing something just before I turn 40, because I don't want that emotion to leak out, and I don't want to come across as a 25-year-old while I'm in 40s and then explore that emotion. I will leave it as a unfinished plan. In the coming 2, 3, maximum 4 years, I would like to do something of that sort. If it doesn't happen, because I have other plans and that will cost me some time. If it doesn't happen, I will then explore the life after 40, a romance that unfolds after 40, which I truly believe it has. Because, so that is something. Or with God's will, if I can maintain myself and come across as a younger man, I will try to. But chances
AI.
are AI. But see, it's the emotional connect that comes through your.
No, I was just kidding because almost every actor, when their trajectory happens, right?
Yeah.
There's one family film, one love film, one something film, one action film. Like, but it's not happened for you. So I
It
was
has
like,
not happened. There was a big 6 to 7 year of lull time that I could say. Was the best thing that I did in doing those periods is that I always knew those are good films. Just that the commercial failure kind of hit me hard, and I was just trying a lot, which I shouldn't have. I feel at this point of time, because it didn't help me in terms of neither was I discussed nor it was commercial. So I was left in a no man's land. The best thing I did was not to become the lead in a B grade film, rather become maybe a sidekick or a good part in a big commercial movie. That's so if you can go back from 2014 to 2018, most 18, 19, most of what I did was just play fiddle to a lot of other actors who were trying to do good.
Right.
I just wanted to float and be relevant and be around, wait for my time. Somehow that is the time when I really understood that cinema is not just artistic, it's a lot of businesses. That's what we have discussed in the initial phase of this interview, and that experience kind of gave me a very good clarity in terms of, if I have to be here, if I have to do a lot of things that I think of, I should be a man with a plan. Otherwise, for someone like me who's never been, I don't have people from the industry to discuss, or not. Neither my parents are someone who are from the industry, so there is no guidance as such. So all the experimental failures kind of became my learning point, and I'm glad that I took a good learning from all of that. The 2 year break that the industry got through COVID really helped me, because I could sit, I could study, and I could plan something. And by God's grace, beyond a point, see, you can have a lot of planning, but you need to have a sense of luck as well,
Yeah,
and that
sure.
kind of helped. But I would take this moment to appreciate the effort that I put in, and the effort my team took to, you see, it's difficult to come back as a hero. When I say use the word hero, I don't know, but the people in the movie industry would definitely understand what I'm trying to do. For a moviegoer, it is, I don't know. It's good to be an actor, but to be the lead of a storytelling platform, it's a big task. And to come back to that space, and to own that space is a different thing altogether. That's when things get very difficult.
Yeah.
And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So it all, yeah.
When a person from outside the industry typically wants to enter and says, I want to do cinema, usually the parents are a little scared, because it's like, oh my God, this is something we don't know what will happen, kind of a thing. What do your parents say now? Are they proud of you? Are they?
They're very proud of me.
Okay.
They saw all of that I went through, but it was a conscious decision, so they couldn't blame me either. My mom was a bit low for a longer period of time, because she couldn't see me in a certain way, because you are the most vulnerable at your most comfortable place. So we would put up the best part in the media and all of it, but at home I was a bit low, because things were not going exactly the way I wanted to, and I was repeatedly making, all the effort was now being termed as mistakes, like I don't have a taste or all of that. And you see, my colleagues were doing really well, and the sense of comparison that happens. What you teach in school, do not compare kids, is exactly what the society does after a point.
Yeah.
And as a grown up adult, it's very difficult to see yourself not grow. I think for a man, the biggest insult is not to see himself grow as a individual, professionally and personally. Personally, I think I've been nice, and there's been a nice organic growth in me as an individual. But the professional stagnancy kind of really took me to a different zone altogether. But like I said, I've been a disciplined man all my life. So that kind of break, the 2 year break because of COVID, really helped me. I could meet people or friends of same nature. Vishnu Mohan, the writer director of Mepadiyan, he has zero experience in the movie industry, but he had spent 13 years to write the script in his own limited space. But that was the best script that I ever read, and I made it a movie. I pledged my house. I was a madman. When I look back 5 years back, what the things that I was doing, it scares me now. At that point of time, I was just like a horse with a blinder, like a going into a tunnel vision, and that kind of a mindset kind of is the only way out for a. I wouldn't like to say an outsider, but it is only way out for a man or an individual who wants to do something in life. You got to believe in yourself like wholeheartedly. I never let any negativity reach to a point within wherein I could doubt myself that this is not something that I cannot do, because there was a particular trend in the Malayalam film industry which didn't suit my kind of vision or my kind of cinema that I was like. I can't even think of pulling off a Marco, say in 2018 or 2016, 15. Difficult. I mean, nobody would, even a Sharif would not come forward. I'm not sure. It is the growth, or it is the wider range of business there because of OTT and because of theatrical run, because of RRR. A lot of dynamics have happened, and I had to wait. And now it's not that I'm going to do wonders, but there is, like I've been constantly repeating and using the word, there is a sense of plan that I have, and I will put it all together. And with the experience that I've had now I have a 10-year plus experience in this industry. I have produced 4 films. Almost all the 4 films have been commercially successful, and I've got this decent little reach, which I never had, say 2 years back. I will put all together to make a better film. Yeah.
Has the success of Marco in the Hindi belt made it easier for you to think of Gandharvan, let's say, as a bigger film?
Seriously, I mean that success, that region has, and I really want to thank the Hindi audiences for doing that to me, because here is someone who's been trying to do a lot of things, and now I have got this solid confidence within myself. If I can do something similar or something good, this particular set of audience will support me, is what I know, because they didn't know my name, they didn't know what this movie is. They only saw the merit of the filmmaking, and they accepted it. Previous biggest collection for a Malayalam film, dubbed film in Hindi, was 35 lakhs. This is now 15 cr something, which I have been told. See the difference. I mean, and that has not only me, the people who are working with me, they are now buying the idea as to why it is important for us to make a film.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not make a film for like a pan-India concept, but see the possibilities. They are now thinking bigger. That's the only thing I expect. The success of Marco is even huge, because if you just go by numbers, Malayalam produces almost 250 films. If you take on an average of 200 films in each industry, that is like 1,000 films. Now my film stands out of this 1,000 film, and all the boys. I am one of the most eldest members of the team that worked for Marco. I am 37, and if I call myself the eldest, you can imagine the team consists of boys who are like 22, 23. It's a huge booster for them. At 23, his film has been touted as one of the most violent film from the country, competing against 1,000 films, releasing in a limited manner. We started with 30 shows. We went up to 3,000 shows. I mean, that was euphoric for us.
Yeah.
And I want to experience it often. You see, I went to Delhi in a certain theatre, and I was sitting with the crowd, and they were cheering and all of that. And I was just looking around. They hardly noticed me. I want it 1,000 times in my life, because that emotion, I don't think I will be able to explain. I will be able to reproduce. For that to happen, for me to go back to Delhi, I have to do something else. And I'm not demeaning any other experience.
Yeah, it's your journey.
Yeah, I'm just saying that what I felt at that particular moment, a very warm evening, and I was sitting there. My friends were looking here and there. After the show, they saw me and they called me Marco, and it's a new identity, and there's a new feel altogether. I felt like a debutant, exactly what I felt when my first film did really well, and that's the magic of cinema. For that to happen, there was again a lot of effort, a lot of thinking that went to, because I've got a lot of calls from a lot of popular actors and technicians across India, and I could only tell that I wanted them to know that it was not easy.
Yeah.
It took me a lot of time to convince people, technicians, to come together and believe in that vision. And I'm glad that Hanif, the writer, director, and Sharif, they all stood by me, knowing that it is also going to risk them a lot of money and effort and time. But that's the whole idea about it, because I'm glad that Malayalam does have people who want to venture out and not limit themselves into creating cinema which is really good, but may not add on to the overall extension of this thing. See, I want my movie to do well, so that if a newcomer comes in, he has a bigger market to play around.
Yeah.
Like he can release his film in a bigger way. Just because Marco released, I'm not trying to do that. We did wonders. I'm just saying that slowly push it, so that we can do a lot of other things. That's what other industries are doing.
Right. Do you have a stubborn streak in you? Because I'm sensing that throughout, like, I need to do this, I need to achieve this, I need to kind of get this done. I heard the story that your breakthrough film, Mallu Singh, that first you did not want to make that movie. Yeah. But then somebody said, at this stage of your career, you should not be doing such a movie. And you said, okay, now I have to do that movie. Is that a true story?
Yeah, that was the only point when I thought I should do the film. But that has always been part of my personality. I didn't want to dilute it as well.
But why would you do a movie where you didn't like the script?
I didn't like the script, but that was very obvious. There's nothing wrong in not liking a story or not. But I didn't like the fact that a certain individual believed that I can't pull off that story. That was more demeaning for me. So when you put the odds, I felt if it is not the story now, it is up to Unni Mukundan as an actor or a performer. So I thought if back then the attitude was just another film. It is just another film.
Yeah, yeah.
But there are statements and there are things that people don't know, and maybe that is the driving force. That you need, every individual has their own stimulation point. For me, it is the point when I feel or someone feels that it is not possible is something that kind of triggers me off and it kind of stresses me out. And I was just telling my friend, very good friend, that I don't feel stressed nowadays, and that is very scary. And because all the success that I've achieved, all the good things that I've done has been only when I've been extremely stressed out, and that my mind works faster and I'm constantly on it. But yeah, I crib a lot about it as well. But that entire state of mind pushes me to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Last 2-3 weeks I've been like extremely stress free. I just felt that what is wrong? I mean, why is Gandharva so easy on me? I mean, so I'm just want to go back to them and just
Get more stress.
So it's a space wherein you want to be at a space, at a position wherein it should disturb you really well. Otherwise, there is something wrong in it. That's what I always tell my friends. If you feel there is too much of smoothness, there is something wrong. There has to be some sort of discomfort.
Some bump in the road.
Yeah, some bump in the road for you to be focused. The driving should be more focused if there is a bump.
Yeah.
If otherwise, you'll just sleep off. In that sense, this particular story kind of made me feel very immature about myself. It was a very impromptu and a very egoistic decision back then. It was very ego-driven decision, but it helped me.
Yeah.
I've never repeated myself in that manner, but I understood that I have this tendency to take bigger risk in life, and I thought I wanted to take bigger risk because I want to shorten the time span of what I want to achieve. That is what I'm trying to do. With Marco, I think I achieved 10 years of time. I don't know the money part.
Yeah.
It's the time that I've achieved. I feel at least 5 years I've got back in my life because of the exposure, because of the support, and now I can invest that time to do something else. So when I said I have a plan till 45, is primarily because I have a plan till 45.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I want all of that to come across, and I want to know what has happened. So what Marco will do to me is something I want to see at 45. Marco, the result of Marco is definitely not my next film.
Yeah.
That is just asking for too much.
What is your next film?
I'm gonna start shooting for this movie called Gandharva Junior.
No.
My next release is
yeah.
Get Set Baby.
Yeah.
We are releasing on Feb 21st. It's a family oriented. The last movie of my family installment.
Okay.
I keep telling my friends.
When you say family, you mean like whole family?
Yeah, family.
Okay.
You can watch it with your friends, family, kids, and all.
And
I play a male gynac, and it's a very matured storyline of IVF and all. People not getting babies and stuff.
Oh, like that.
So we have these movies that have come out, but it's definitely not on those lines. It's a very mature take. It's a male's perspective as well as the female's perspective of this issue, and how the family copes up and how the youth can connect to. A very sweet entertainer.
Very un-Marco like. Nice.
Un-Marco like, yeah, very much. But it will be again one of the last of my family installments. Yeah.
Okay, and after that you're
it's going to be very much of entertainers that I want to focus on.
On big entertainers.
Big entertainers that Gandharva is a fantasy movie. I almost like a superhero film. Then there is something which I would like to do. A lot of things. Yeah, there are things that I've asked my friends to work upon.
Yeah.
They are finding it stressful, I think. I've asked them to, why you really want to do, these are the questions, like, you think we can pull it off here in Malayalam? I said, why not? I know it's difficult. It's cost wise, it's the cost. Basically, it's the cost, and it's very disturbing for me to handle that space because all of us feel very ashamed. When I feel ashamed is because after so many years, good expertise and all, it's not my problem. I'm not saying that my movie is finding it difficult. I'm saying we don't have that market to sell the film.
Yeah.
You can make a film. Investing 50 crores is easy. There are people. But recouping that 50 crores smoothly is a concern. And that's what I'm trying to cut down. I mean, there has to be some plan. So with the Hindi market supporting us, I have to do something which will make 2 or 3 films will at least help us navigate through it. So it's not just a business thing. I'm going to make a very good film, but I also want to make it land in a certain way that and maybe come across individuals who can understand what I'm trying to do. Yes, my friends and my colleagues are will, I hope, hopefully maintain the good movie status around. I don't want to burden myself with that thing that I have to do a good cinema and all. This is good cinema. This is entertaining cinema. The kind of cinema that I also want to participate. And I'm also looking around, and the kind of inbuilt personality that I have, I am kind of envious of what is happening around.
Outside the Malayalam film industry.
I look at them with a lot of envy. It's not just the stardom part. I'm just seeing the way cinema is being celebrated on a bigger canvas, and the kind of effort. All of that is infectious. I want to experience that because I've been doing a lot of cinema. I also want to experience that. For me to experience, or for my guys to experience that, somewhere down the line, I have to take that pressure, do some risky module of filmmaking, and then be there. And I think we will get there. But I want to make it happen pretty soon. I don't want to be at 60 and then.
So is doing a movie like Garudan, which is in Tamil, is that also part of an expansion plan?
Exactly.
Okay.
Before Marco, I wanted my presence to be there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That much of planning went into
Yeah,
it.
it was
Okay, it was not
purely.
somebody offered me a Tamil movie and I'm doing it.
I got a call from the Garudan team when I was in the US. I was working, and I completely said no to it. I loved the story. And then I think the team was called, I mean the producer, Mr. Kumar, he saw Maligapuram and he really liked it. So he said, no sir, it will suit you a lot. I said, I don't want to. I have a definite plan that I'm working upon.
And that was Marco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Marco and all of my films.
Right.
All of that.
Yeah.
So I knew I have to look a certain part, I have to proper build and all. So it'll take some more time for me. Then they mentioned Mr. Durai Senthil. And I was like, no, this cannot happen because I am a big fan of Durai Senthil movie. I love Kodi and Edir Nichal and all. And I said, okay, I would like to meet the gentleman. He comes in, he narrates, and his narration was so good. And I liked the film. But then I also thought, okay, let me just make it. If this movie works, then when I bring Marco to this, I can say that Garudan movie guy bringing. It was just purely as planned as possible. So it was never only because of Garudan's good star cast or good team. It was also my thing of having a presence there. So that, and I did 3 or 4 Telugu, so that I knew that when I bring an action film in Telugu, now I got 8 crores of share from Telugu market.
Yeah.
Doing a Malayalam film. None of my Telugu films have got me that exposure which my Malayalam film has done.
You should not be an actor. You should be a consultant on how to attain stardom. This is amazing.
Yeah, I always felt that I deserved it.
Yeah.
It was just that because I was putting in the effort, I was working out, but I just felt that I was missing out on something, is guidance, and I was too naive or too shy to approach people to ask them how to go about it and all. Then I thought I know myself a lot much better than anybody around. So let me make a plan and work on it. I will be more motivated to work in a certain way. And I also wanted to venture into Hindi with a reputation. Now, 2 years down the line, I'll be having my Hindi debut, like a proper Hindi film, and they will know this guy. So they would have an expectation out of me, which is great. I mean,
which movie is that?
I don't want to announce it, but it's in the pipeline. Like,
it's a Hindi movie.
It's going to be a Hindi film.
Like a made in Hindi film or a dubbed in Hindi
made
film?
in Hindi film.
Okay, all right.
2 years. I have more work to finish here. So I've asked them to just hold it for 2 years and then we'll start. Now that is primarily because we got a good reputation in because of Marco. Now with Sony Live will again catapult it because by the time I come down after 2 years, Sony Live will help me sustain this thing in the Hindi belt and all the other films that I will bring in. Gandhava will again help me consolidate that place. And by the time I come up with a good Hindi project, now we will work on the script for that time as well. And we'll see. So that is the plan. Now, this sounds really good because there is a way forward. Now the execution and the results are all, it depends. I mean, I don't want to claim as what is going to happen, but there is a certain way that I wanted to venture out. Now I have a support of the audiences, which primarily an actor like me should have. And I want to experience like how it works. 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 100% 1 why I enjoy the success is primarily because I designed it for myself. Is what I feel so happy about.
It's lovely.
It is not accidental. It is not merely okay, something happened. No, it was all designed. That's why I ask my people, I ask my team that have something envision for yourself, so that you're motivated to work. So that you feel that you're not working on someone else's dream. Though Marco was my dream, but you should be motivated enough. With Marco, I'll do this.
Yeah.
So you join my dream, envision something out of this for yourself,
Yeah.
so that there is the sense of honesty when you put forward.
Yeah. Now, we talked a lot about how you're planning your career, how you're designing this and all that. What about as an actor? Like you mentioned Mohanlal a little earlier. How do you rate yourself as an actor? And one thing I read about you was that you don't believe in method acting.
Yeah.
So can you talk about okay, how
I don't know. I cannot comment on me being how good I am
when you
as an
see
actor.
yourself on screen?
I think I'm a reasonably good actor.
Okay.
If I were not, someone of my stature will not survive.
Okay.
I feel that I'm good enough to communicate what the script wants to be communicated. I don't think I've been part of that cult kind of cinema which has left a lasting impression, but I've been a kind of cinema which has stimulated you at that given point of time, like a theatrical experience.
Yeah.
The long-lasting experience is something that slowly brews into you. There have been films, like Mepadian has been one of them, Vikramadityan, and all my films in my entire career, it has been like that. But a major chunk of my life, like 7 years duration, when I started play the second fiddle, the graph of the or the arc of these characters, they don't allow you to venture out too much, or they are designed primarily for the lead actor. I think it is post pandemic is when I am exploring myself more as an actor, and I've been reasonably successful to sustain them commercially as well as in a space wherein there is something for someone to study or decode. It is now moving forward that I would like to maintain a stature of a good actor who's also trying to do bigger things in this space. I don't know how deeply it will be. I mean, engrossed in people's mind for a long lasting impression. That is something that, I don't know if I don't know why Marco has been discussed so much. It's a violent film. I have done better films than Marco. So the area of impact is something I don't know.
Yeah.
I would definitely try to maintain the dignity that I need to maintain as an actor. But not compromising on the fact that I also want to grow as a star,
Yeah.
or lift the potential of this market. I want to leave out in a way wherein people who follow up with me, they would want to thank me to an extent that okay, this guy tried something in a manner that it has helped us, and also grow as an actor. Because if I don't grow as an actor, as a performer, everything, the so-called plan will be short-lived.
Yeah.
And that I take it on face value.
Yeah.
Marco, I think in our previous interaction, I told you, even to bulk up was a part of an act.
Yeah.
And I feel that is some part of method acting into it. But I didn't go out searching for a gangster to imbibe his mannerisms.
Yeah.
I tried to create my own, and that is my catch when I perform as an actor. Any character, when I played a Mallu Singh, or right from my initial phase to when I did a Telugu movie or a Tamil movie, everything is taken from the director's perspective, added on with my own little creativity that I carry, and that kind of makes my journey as an actor more interesting. I try not to burden myself with a lot of stress as well in terms of how am I supposed to perform, and what are the details I needed. I like to keep my own creative juices alive. I take the help of my team, and it's the text that helps. And I like to experience that magic that happens spontaneously on the set. That is also that I don't want to dilute.
Yeah.
So I've spoken to a lot of actors, and they said they are clueless about why it happened. And no matter how much prep goes through, it is that couple of seconds that gives you that magic. So if you try to recreate it, it doesn't happen. If you try to plan it, it doesn't happen. It's most of the time it's spontaneity that kind of helps. And I also thought if I'll come to a space wherein I feel I want to reciprocate something, maybe I'll also try and figure out what method acting is all about, and I would like to experience that as well. It is not something that I don't want to do. Yeah. It is something that I would like to keep specially aside for some particular part where I feel okay, something some genuine effort in terms of learning to control emotion is needed, I will venture and I'll see.
Yeah. Let's go back to April 11, 2024. There's Avisham releasing. There's Varshangal Shesham releasing. Given that you're so methodical about your approach to your films, do you have any apprehensions that Jay Ganesh was releasing the same day?
No, but my friends did. They did ask me to postpone the release, and if we go by numbers, I was at loss, say 20 cr, 25 cr loss. But I just didn't want to. Looking back, I've been told it's a good film, and because of the hype of these two films, and my movie just didn't do the kind of business it should have if it had released on a certain other day. But like I say, I'm just too rigid in my certain ways because I just felt that that is the movie that is to be seen at that particular time, giving the due respect that my film deserves. Yeah, Avesham did really well, but I'm nobody to judge as to how it will feature and how it will not. Today, when I look back, I think it is the emotional connect that I had with my film took over the business traits that I have as a producer.
But what was it about that date? Is it like a good date, a holiday
It's
period?
it's a good date for a movie to perform.
Okay.
I think it was Onam, some festival time.
Right.
So that's a good space for any film. So I went with my thing. But if you go by the trades and the market reading, I was clearly advised by my other producer friend that this is not the right time because. One good thing that I understood about myself is that I have not let the financial thinker in me take over the creative aspect of the, because I made sure that my movie gets the proper release, compromising on the fact that yeah, I might, if I were just a producer, I would have just taken off the release. I would have released in a safer spot, not competing with these films. That's the gamble of it, and I'm glad that my creative juices won against my producer. I didn't lose money, but I could have made more, is what I understood. But it's at the end of the day, it's not everything is about money. I wanted to give my movie the deserved respect that it had, because I just didn't like the fact that because it's a comparatively small film, I should change the release.
Right.
I just felt that it's the content that matters. I felt there are no movies that are made on specially able people. I thought it was a great representation of them into the mainstream cinema. If I had, because I made a movie on a individual on a specially able individual, and if I had changed that movie thinking that movies of these sort didn't work, my whole idea was contradicting my action.
Yeah.
I wanted to project them as the hero, and if I change the hero to a different date, that was a kind of contradiction that I was going through in my mind.
Yeah.
You see, it did come across as very stupid to few of my friends, but I said the whole idea was to bring a good representation to the specially able people into the mainstream cinema. I'm not making any award kind of movie. It was a mainstream cinema releasing on a festival time, and just to change the release because there is a bigger film was not giving enough
Going against
respect.
the spirit of the film, maybe.
Yeah, it was killing the spirit of the thing. It was one of the most emotional decisions that I would have ever taken in the last 5 years. But I stand by it. It was.
We talked a bit about spirituality when we talked about Malikapuram. We said that after 50, one becomes. But are you a spiritual person?
Very much, yeah.
Okay.
Very much.
I'm not saying religious, spiritual.
Yeah. Did you finish your question?
Yeah.
Okay. I am very spiritual. I feel sense of spirituality reaches you at any given point of time. It is your understanding of life that kind of helps you to be more spiritual. Like you said, if not religious, then these are very fine line. Religious sentiments help you achieve spirituality in a certain way, but you can be very spiritual and be completely non-religious. It is also possible. For me, I'm both. I want something around me to guide me with a lot of sanity, and all this planning and all this thing that I've spoken about, all the futuristic stuff that we have discussed, and all that I've gone through. It is my spiritual discourse within myself that has helped me to sustain. I have to this point never made a call to any of my colleague, be a hero or a producer or a director, asking them to help me out till this point.
Right.
it has been in a complete blind man's effort, just looking at the dark and thinking that there is a way out. When you are at that particular space in your personal life, you cannot say that you've been doing it all alone. I just feel that some engagement within, that it can be a gut feeling or it your sense of understanding what life experience, all of that. For me, that is spirituality.
Right.
All of your life experience is your spiritual experience, and I like to keep it within me in a certain manner, because I am religiously inclined, because I've been brought up in a certain way which I feel which is good. It has disciplined me. A movie like Maligapuram was always a winner for me, even before it became a winner, because I knew it is serving a good purpose of making a good film, passing out a very neat message in a very entertaining manner. I was concerned that I don't touch the sentiments of these people who are strongly aligned to the idea of Ayyappa Swami in a certain way.
Right.
And because I was concerned as a spiritual individual, I made an effort to make sure that I keep the sanity of that project intact. And all of that effort and all of my effort was fruitful, because there was so much of genuinity in it. Because I backed myself and my team backed it in a certain way, that we achieved success, is what I want to believe. That the reason could be X, Y, Z to anybody's knowledge. This is what I want to believe, and it will be like that.
But thank you so much for this
Yeah.
very, very informative session, because, like I said, it's always good to know, first of all, the ramifications of Marco itself, the way you process it is amazing. But I think it's always good to, it's very inspiring to speak to someone with a plan, and, and knowing fully well that I think it kind of re-energized me just listening to you, kind of knowing that it's okay to want things, but in order to make those things happen, you need a plan, and you need to kind of figure out a way to make those things happen. And so thank you for that, and all the best for your future.
And thank you so much. I would like to say that it is one of the very rarest of the occasions that I have allowed myself to speak. And thank you for venturing into a space wherein I felt comfortable talking about things which are very personal to me. The entire outlook towards life and cinema that I carry, I was always hesitant to discuss, because I never knew how it will fall through. But this would stay back as a very interesting conversation that I've had with you, and I would like to revisit this interview, say, at 45.
At 45, yeah. I thought you were going to say that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
South India's #1 travel brand. You know you are special when you're with GT Holidays.
MCR Pure Cotton Club, formals and casual shirts.
Vedanta Premium, Coimbator's best retirement township starting from 65 lakhs.